My name is Alicia Rogalska. I live in London, but I come from Poland originally. My work is usually performative and video-based. I work on context-specific projects usually, and I involve other people either through participation or collaboration with them. A lot of my work is concerned with social and political issues as well. I don't normally work with walking as a subject, but I'm interested in that as a format in a way to engage maybe a different type of audience and different kind of people. And also it's an interesting vehicle to do kind of storytelling, or perhaps to engage people in a narrative that engages the whole body, not just the brain. In Copenhagen, I've been researching different walking tours of the city because I've been interested in that format for a while. I think it's an interesting way to engage different audiences and also engage with the city on a different level. Through being given information or stories, you can find out a lot more than what you just see and sense. And I've been interested in either making my own tour or actually hacking some tours and parasiting them through adding bits that I think are missing perhaps. Some of the tours I have done are the free tours, so very kind of touristy ones that a lot of people go on. And also this idea of like tourism as well, and what information you get, what kind of ideas are promoted through tourism about a place, I find also quite interesting. So I've been looking into that. But there are also other tours that I attended. With the Refugee Voices tour, you visit a site of a church where many refugees were hiding, and then after several days they were arrested actually, and a lot of them were deported. Walking past by this church and reading information in the guidebook, you would never know that story because it's very recent. It's not in history books, and perhaps it's not really in the interest of a lot of people that you know about it. So I've been like looking at the different types of tours and what image they convey, what kind of politics they have, and how I could intervene perhaps as a stranger in Copenhagen in those structures. Yeah, and another thing I've been interested in, and I think would be interesting to do perhaps, is to talk to people who actually walked to Denmark. So refugees who had no choice but walk because they weren't able to access other means of transport, and there are people like this, and how their experience of walking is very different to people who are privileged like us, and will be perhaps interesting to gather some stories around that. It's my first time in Copenhagen actually, so it's been definitely a very intense, I think, learning experience, because it's been so different to coming anywhere as a visitor or a tourist, to be able to spend longer time and to have a purpose. The most inspiring bit was meeting different people and talking to them. So I actually, initially when I started walking the city, I actually asked people I know, some friends who are based here, to take me on walks in places that are significant to them because of their history of migration or just personally. And that was a kind of great experience because it was again a different type of a guided tour, but very personal one, like tailored to me and maybe our relationship. So I think those stories and what they have told me about living in Copenhagen really influenced the way I see the city, and that's how I usually prefer to experience a place, through people and the stories.